So let's talk about choosing an online store. This is a really important aspect of selling online because your online store will represent your company to the fullest. It will allow you to give off who your company is better than any other venue when you're selling online, and it will allow you to connect with your most loyal customer base. Okay, so there's three things that you need to consider when you're choosing an online store. There's a lot of names out there, but here's the three things you need to consider. Number one is ease of use. You need to make sure that your web store will be visible on all devices. So whether it's an iPhone or a massive desktop, it needs to look good on every device that's out there. This is really easy to do. You just need to make sure that you check this off the list when you're looking at this. Also, you need to make sure that your checkout doesn't have too many steps. You don't want your customers to have to climb a mountain to give you some money. You need to make sure that everything is very, very easy and fluid. You also need to make sure that all of the product details on every single product give the customer everything they need to know so that they can make a buying decision. That's easy use. Okay, the second thing that you need to consider is, will this sync? So certain solutions will not sync up with all of your channels, your inventory system, and some other crucial components when you're trying to be a multi-channel online retailer. You need to make sure that this will sync up with everything that you have. What this basically means is the data from your web store needs to be able to connect to everything else online. So it cannot be a standalone option. It needs to be able to connect to everything else. And I'll explain more about that when we talk later. And three, you need to make sure that everything is very visible on your store. If you have a best-selling item, you need to make sure that you can put it on the front page. Basically, we're talking about aesthetics here. Everything needs to be clean and crisp, and all of your products need to be easy to find. You need to make sure that they're all categorized correctly and that the solution that you pick has everything available for you to be able to categorize things appropriately. You also should probably have a search bar so that people can easily find things. Think of it in terms of this. In your physical retail store, if you have a best-selling item, you wouldn't take all of your stock and put it in the back closet of the janitor's office, okay, in your store, because no one will be able to find it, and then people would have to ask, and then someone would have to go get it to show them the item, and it just wouldn't be a very good experience. So you want to make sure that your premium bestsellers are visible on the front page, and that will change from time to time, obviously, but you need to make sure that the solution you pick has great aesthetic and allows you to present your best items. So 3 solutions that I suggest for an online store, which will help cover everything that I just mentioned fully, are Shopify, WooCommerce, and Magento. If you pick one of these solutions, you can't go wrong. If you find another, just make sure that it covers all of those 3 aspects that I just mentioned.